is Good Day Austin.
7 o'clock now on your Wednesday morning. We were just jamming to a little Pat Green here in the Fox 7 studio because guess what? The country music legend's going to be right here on Good Day Austin
in our 9 o'clock hour. So you gotta stay tuned for that.
No, trying to get Zach to two-step with me a little bit.
Yeah, and just in case you're at work, we're also online. We're streaming online at fox7austin.com, so you can tune in at work for us. So we're here for you the whole morning.
Watch wherever.
So DVR, whatever.
Don't want to miss that one. It's going to be good.
You want to miss the forecast?
Yeah, we can skip over that. Let's just skip over that and get to Pat Green.
Let's just talk.
I wish we could say, yeah, I'm going to miss those triple digits. We have cooler weather on the way. No, that's not going to be the weather story today. Yesterday, 103. So if you're keeping track at home, that's 22 days now in triple-digit territory. It's been so hot. Look at the big wall here. It's sweating. And we're about to surpass last year's summer total of triple-digit heat, 24. In fact, it's going to end up being the hottest summer since 2013. We ended up seeing 42 triple-digit days that summer. Even though we're waking up to morning clouds and we may see some afternoon showers, very isolated coverage, we're still heading for triple-digit territory. Yesterday, the atmosphere stabilized somewhat. There's an area of lower pressure swirling to our south that I think will push more moisture and energy our way to interact with that daytime heating to get at least a few isolated showers going, especially over eastern counties. Right now, no weather issues, just some scattered clouds. A warm, humid start, 70s all over the place. A few spots from Austin to the airport over toward LaGrange, heated to seas in the low 80s and barely even wind. The air is very stagnant. No natural fan until the afternoon when the winds kick up out of the southeast. Look at that. It's already hot and steamy by lunch, 95, and then we're heading for 103. That'll be the 23rd time in triple-digit territory. I call it a Triple H forecast. It's going to be hot, humid, and hazy. Slight chance of rain today, and then even hotter times ahead as we approach the last weekend of July. And then this is kind of odd. We welcome August next week, and we'll welcome better chances of rain and perhaps double digits. Don't miss that 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. But right now, it's traffic times. Check in with Danielle.
Wednesday mornings, you at home. I am showing a crash on southbound I-35 near Runberg Lane. That is adding to the inbound delays. Southbound traffic does open up again at Airport Boulevard. Farther south along the interstate, we go out live to Mobile 7. We are in South Austin near Slaughter Lane, and this is where those northbound lanes start to slow down to 25 miles an hour. Traffic eases up again at Stassy Lane, but then slows down again from Oltorf into downtown. Checking the map, there's a crash reported on Dessau Road near East Breaker Lane. APD is not on scene yet, so I will keep you updated on what we find out there. And if you're in Williamson County, watch out for a wreck on southbound 183. It's blocking 2 lanes between County Road 207 and 3405.
All right, well, doctors are urging parents to get their kids vaccinated right now since the new school year starts in just about a month. There are new studies finding a direct link between illnesses spreading and those who have not been vaccinated. Let's head out to Jacqueline Sarkeesian, who joins us live now with more on that. Jacqueline?
Lauren, right now there is no law in the United States that requires children to be vaccinated, but they are necessary for students here in Texas. Stanford researchers found about 93% of kids are getting the measles vaccine, but they say if that number drops just 5%, it could result in 150 new measles cases a year, and that could end up costing the government about $2 million. Starting next year, France will require all children be vaccinated. Some doctors say not vaccinated children will lead to a public health crisis and create disease epidemics. Newborns are too young to get vaccinated until she or he is 2 months old.
And so during that first 2 months of life, it's really important to understand that your baby is very, very vulnerable to infections. And that's why recommendations from American Academy of Pediatrics are to try and keep these kids away from people that are sick. And it really, in that first month of life, to try and avoid exposure to anyone that's ill with a fever or cold sores, people kissing babies that are sick, people sneezing in the house around a sick baby.
Now, Dr. Allen mentions the part about kissing because of what happened to the newborn in Iowa. The 2-week-old girl died after being kissed by someone who doctors believe had a cold sore carrying the herpes virus. Now, that virus turned into meningitis, and the newborn's immune system was too weak to fight it. There's no vaccine that could have helped this baby for 2 reasons. 1, she was too young, and 2, there's no vaccine out there to help fight that virus. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. Well, the controversial bathroom bill has now cleared the state Senate, but not without some amendments, and there was an all-day debate yesterday. The bill would require people to use restrooms in schools and public buildings that correspond to their gender at birth, not how they identify. But the Senate amended the bill yesterday to allow a driver's license, gun permit, and state ID to be used as proof of gender. Children, the elderly, and disabled were exempt from the measure. Authorities have arrested a 24-year-old man in connection with his father's death. Travis County Sheriff's deputies found a decomposed body belonging to 16-year-old Stephen Nurse inside a Dripping Springs home over the weekend. His son, Sky McMillan, has now been charged with tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. The sheriff's office says that they received a check welfare call Sunday. Deputies went to the home of Stephen Nurse on Sandy Beach Road and found his decomposing body in a bedroom. The cause of death has not yet been released. Deputies say it looks as though salt had been poured on top of the body, and there were candles burning nearby, possibly to mask the odor. Further investigation indicates that his body was moved from the living room and that area was cleaned. We have learned that McMillan has previously been charged with injuring his father. He was arrested in 2011 for allegedly hitting his father while he was asleep in the head with a shovel.
A local transgender woman is speaking out after she was attacked and robbed last week. Stephanie Martinez says she'd agreed to meet up with Rashad DeLoach after talking on a social networking site. When they met up, police said DeLoach and his brother beat and robbed her. Both suspects have been arrested and charged with aggravated robbery and aggravated kidnapping. Police say DeLoach said his motivation for the attack was because the victim was transgender. Martinez says her physical injuries are healing, but the emotional ones could take longer.
Hit me in the side of the face and hit me in the lip and give me the nice bruised lip I have today. And why I have no dentures, because they're broken or gone or wherever they're at. I don't know where they went. And then they picked up a log and threatened to hit me in the head when I tried to take my purse and I was holding onto the purse.
Martinez says she knows she is not alone and hopes other transgender victims of these attacks report them to police.
On this vote, the yeas are 50 and the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative and the motion is agreed to.
With no room for error, Vice President Mike Pence broke the tie, allowing the Republican health care reform effort to pass its first procedural hurdle. It was that close because moderate Republicans Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski voted against taking up the issue. President Trump reacted in the Rose Garden.
2 Republicans that went against us, which is very sad. I believe now we will, over the next week or 2, come up with a plan that's going to be really, really wonderful for the American people.
Arizona Senator John McCain returned from his own health care battle with brain cancer to weigh in on the measure. He received a heroic welcome back and then noted there's still plenty of difficult work ahead.
The health care insurance system is a mess. We all know it. Those who support Obamacare and those who oppose it. Something has to be done. We Republicans have looked for a way to end it and replace it with something else without paying a terrible political price. We haven't found it yet. And I'm not sure we will.
Despite his apprehension, McCain voted in favor of health care reform. Sources say one idea that has been floated by GOP leaders to Republican senators is passing a so-called skinny bill. It would be limited to repealing the Affordable Health Care Act's individual and employer mandates, as well as the medical device tax. The measure would go to a conference to cut a deal with the House.
You've probably seen them on TV before, but now you can learn how to build your own tiny house. We're live this morning from the Austin Tinkering School with their new class that's coming up next.